I got to get it on me first. Hello and welcome to Uptown Tonight. I am your host, Mr. Wayne Stollenfacher, or Discount Tom Cruise, or Steve Jobs sometimes they call. I don't know what the hell people are doing out there, but call me what you will, everything else. But today we have the one, the only, Tor. I think it's Kjartansson, but I'll let him explain his last name here in a moment. But here we are at the Uptown Tonight Podcast, where we do believe a rising tide does raise all ships, and we're trying to do our best to help rise that tide for everyone around us by basically celebrating the areas, FM areas, entertainers, and entertainment as what's going on in the area. That didn't sound too deep. This is why I like doing it live. All right, so I got to talk about me for a moment. What did I do last weekend? Well, let's find out. Well, first off, we got old zebras out there, and I'm sure Tor heard him on the way in, and he doesn't sound like that. He's definitely a lot bigger than that. And then there's Cito hanging out with Junior. Junior's holding up our Uptown merch, so next time we're in town, I think it is in a couple of weeks, we're at the windbreak, you can come up and get some Uptown merch and help us keep on the road and all that fun stuff. They're there and Cito with old Junior. And then Zebras does say support our troops. I am a little biased since my son is in the military, but, you should be supporting your troops anyways, and there's old Zebras helping out with that. Now, last weekend, I actually got out and did some things. I know, it's kind of strange because I always say I'm going to, and then I never do. But here I am at the Troll Lounge for the very first time, watching old Peter Wilbur, Lord Peter Wilbur, to be exact, and does a great job. He does a great job. There's a bunch of people in there. I ran to Luke Haranica there, and he's going to be on the podcast next week. So that was a really, really fun time. The first time out there. And then there's Sarah along with me, and then we had to get everybody in. I got Corey in there with Sarah and me and Peter. I'm not good with the selfies, so that was me. And then on Sunday we had our final, at least for this year, Lake Agassiz Wind Symphony concert. Where were we? In the junior high in Moorhead. I always forget the name of that.
Performing Arts Center?
Yeah, what's that junior high called?
Horizon.
Horizon.
Yeah.
I always forget the name of that one. It's the one I don't teach at, so it's fine. So we're out there with Mr. Alan Vizzuti. Alan Vizzuti is, if you want to hear a trumpet player shred, there's the guy right there in the center, and that's, he's getting, I won't say he's getting up there in age. He is spry. He is very nice, very low-key. We got to hang out with him the night before at Brewhalla and all that, and got some great stories and everything else as well. I wish I could have got him on the podcast, but, things happen. Maybe things will happen in the future. You never know. But there's me in a tux, and he did a fantastic job. The guy is a performer through and through, and it was absolutely awesome. So that was my weekend, but that was fun. Let's get to Tor here. Tor, can you explain your last name? What is up with that? There's just a bunch of and more consonants and vowels and stuff. They're just strewn in there.
Yeah. So my name is Tor Kjartansson.
I love that.
The Americanized version is Kjartansson, which is my legal name. That's what I go by. Kjartansson is the Icelandic pronunciation and spelling. My family is from Iceland, and a lot of them still live there. So I like to keep it alive,
So that is very cool. So are you from Iceland yourself, or
No,
born in America?
Yep, I was born here. Great-grandpa was from Iceland.
Great-grandpa was from Iceland.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're second generation.
Yep.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. How do you get that accent thing going then? Or is it just, you're just shooting and hoping that it's sticking?
Right. I speak a little bit of Icelandic. I try to keep it up so that I can be able to talk with my relatives over there.
Oh, serious? You still talk to them and everything?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I went last summer to go see them, and I'm going back this summer for some program, taking some classes. And I'm staying with my...
class is a little vague. What kind of classes?
I'm taking language classes, so Icelandic language and culture.
In Iceland?
In Iceland, in Reykjavik.
No better place.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so.
No, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That is very, very cool. So let's learn a little more about Tor, because I think that's one of the coolest names. If I ever had a child again, Tor's going in there someplace.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be the first name, middle name, or something, but no, it's straight, it's masculine, it's to the point. I love it.
Yeah,
so
3 letters.
exactly. Easy, especially I got 11 Yeah, 11-letter last name as well. So
Yep.
to help them on out. So where are you from, Tor? Originally,
Yeah, I'm from Fargo. I was born in Fargo, and then I
Fargo, you know.
moved to Moorhead after 5 years. So
Oh, serious? So you
I'm-
never took any school in Fargo at all?
nope.
Nope.
I,
Got here right in time for kindergarten.
Yep, moved before I went to school, so I've
Okay.
always been in the area. Yeah.
So where'd you go to school at?
I went to Moorhead High School in high school.
Okay.
And then I go to Concordia right now for bass performance
With Doug O'Neill.
with Doug Neal.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
He was
yes.
also my tuba teacher. He was also my orchestra teacher in middle school, so I've known him a long time.
Very cool. So where'd you go to elementary schools? I'm from Moorhead as well.
Yeah.
So I know all the 50 elementary schools they used to have, and now it's down to 2 or 3, something like that.
Right, yeah, I think it's 3. I went to Ellen Hopkins.
Ellen Hopkins,
Mhm.
okay.
There's Ellen Hopkins, Aspen, Reinertson now.
So you got to go up to Asp as well.
No, just Ellen Hopkins.
Oh,
But,
okay.
right, those are the 3. And Park Christian, I guess.
We had to go up to Asp for 6th grade
Oh.
only. Yeah, it was kind of strange.
Huh.
Bust way over there. But, yeah, that's what they did back in the 90s. Actually, no, that would have been the 80s. Just don't judge.
No judgment.
Don't do the math on that one. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. So when did you get started in music? Is that just something that your family does, or is it something you just picked up? Because I know myself, my family isn't really musical. I have a uncle somewhere out there that plays accordion and polka bands.
Mm-hmm.
And I was told about this in '88, so I'm guessing that this person, I don't know if they're around. I've never actually seen. Well, I've seen them then. They seem kind of old, but I was really young. So, your music journey, where'd that start at?
Yeah, so both of my parents played music. I know my mom, she played a bit of piano and she sung. My dad was in some bands here in Fargo.
Cool.
He was in a
you
band.
know which ones?
He was in one called Spooky Chunks.
Spooky Chunks.
That's the most memorable one.
I love that
He
name.
played drums, and I think he played guitar too.
Nice.
My uncle was in Mike and the Monsters.
Oh, there we go.
My uncle Bruce Kjartansson. He played bass, and I actually used the bass that he would use at his gigs, which is my dad's bass. Bruce just took it for a while. Bruce really liked it. It was a Music Man, 1978.
Oh,
Bruce
wow.
was like, I'm going to use this for like a few years, and then we eventually got it back. But yeah, I started playing piano when I was like 5, and then started in orchestra in 5th grade, playing violin, and then tuba in middle school, and then
Wait. Let's go back. 5 years old, you started piano?
Yeah, I think it was 5 or 6.
Okay, because here's the question I always ask, because this is about the piano thing. I don't know if I was forced to be in piano, but my mom told me that we're taking piano when I was in 3rd grade, so it was a few years after 5. Was this something that you asked for, or is it just something that mom just said, here you go, Tor,
Yeah.
we're bringing you to the piano teacher?
I actually, my mom and I were just talking about this like a day ago or 2 days ago, and I don't remember this, but apparently I begged to be in piano lessons. I was like, please put me in piano lessons.
Serious? Did you have a piano at the house?
Yep, we bought one from Concordia Piano Sale.
Oh,
and,
there we go.
we
We
had a-
just had that last week, yep.
Right, yeah. There was a piano teacher at the end of our block, so I would just walk and go take lessons after school and stuff.
Do you remember who your piano teacher was?
It was Kelsey Jenkins.
Kelsey Jenkins.
Yeah.
I do know the name. I can't picture the person, though.
Yeah, shout out to Kelsey. She's a great piano teacher.
Shout outs. There we go. So starting at 5, how long did you take piano for?
Oh, man. I think I, probably about until I was halfway through middle school or something. So I did it all the way through elementary school. Then I kind of stopped close to when I started high school, but I kept playing piano. I mean, it's like the one to know if you want to do music.
Yeah,
So
exactly. You just have a basic knowledge of it.
right, yeah.
That's
yeah.
kind of where I'm at.
Mm.
I'd show up in practice as I'm sitting there. I don't know how you went through all that, but
Yeah. Mhm.
you got
I-
proficient with it, I'm assuming.
Like kind of. I'm definitely not. I have a roommate who's like, he was a piano major for a while, and he's amazing, and I'm nowhere near that. But, like, I know my way
You
around.
can't compare yourself to that.
No.
Well, you can.
Right, I can. It's you shouldn't, but yeah. So I still play a little bit of piano. You know, I keep it up because it's good to know.
No, it is.
Mhm.
It is. That's why I find this kind of not really fascinating, but just I try to keep track of like everyone who's taken piano before they started anything
Mhm.
else, and usually they have nothing, and then all of a sudden they just grab a guitar and off they go.
Yep.
Or else they start off with piano and then they got into something in junior high and high school, and then they just kind of graduated from there. So it
Yeah.
looks like you're the latter of what we just talked about. So
Right.
of getting in beforehand and then having just that knowledge from it, and then that got you into orchestra. Is that what you
Yeah.
just said?
Mm-hmm.
Orchestra. I wanted to play an orchestra myself, but I wanted to play bass. My
Yeah.
mom didn't want to drag that thing around. So
Yep.
that was no. that was
Yeah.
so what'd you play in orchestra?
I played violin. I started on violin.
Oh,
and
nice.
Kind of for the same reason. I know my parents were like, "Oh, we don't want to have such a big instrument like a cello or a bass
Oh,
that I'd have to lug around."
but it'd be so much fun.
Yeah, right.
At least it
And-
looked really cool.
But I ended up playing bass, so that's now my primary instrument. I played violin for about twice as long, for about 15 years.
Violin for 15 years.
No. 11. I was thinking piano.
11 years?
11 years on violin, and that's what I went to.
But you look like such a young buck.
Yeah, I'm 22 now.
22.
So-
So you must have just quit just recently.
Well, I still play violin quite a lot. I just switched. I started at Concordia with
Okay.
violin as my primary, and then I was like, I really like bass, so I want to do more commercial music, jazz stuff. So I switched over to bass.
Exactly. Never go hungry being a bass player.
Yep, exactly. there's gigs all around.
Exactly. Everyone's looking for bass players all the time, at least
Yep.
decent ones.
Mm-hmm.
Not just, here's Uncle Joe.
You can play roots.
Yep.
You know. Yeah.
That's precisely it. And so, let's see. You're talking to me about before that you were in the marching band
Yeah.
at Morehead High,
Mhm.
which that's right. I was like, I recognize this guy.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember why. And I taught the drum. Well, I still am
Mhm.
teaching the drum line there. I'm assistant director of
Mhm.
marching the marching bands there right now. So we get to do a lot more with the drum line. But I would have been there definitely when you were there.
Yep.
Were you there the year that I was basically directing the whole thing?
I don't know. I think
We
it
went
might have
to-
been like the first year that you were there. 'Cause
Okay.
I remember it was like the year before I didn't see you, but then like we got extra help.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it must have been like 2018. 'Cause I don't think I did marching band my senior year,
Okay.
2018 and 17 or something.
So I know I've been there a while, but usually I get done with the first week of the camp, and then you don't ever
Uh-huh.
see me again. So that's
Mhm.
possibly it.
Yeah.
Quite possibly it. So no, that's
Yeah.
just cool having that connection right
Yeah,
there.
no, I
And then,
know.
but you stayed in town after you graduated from Morehead High,
Yep.
and you went to Concordia.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I always ask this too. It's just like, why would you stay in town, especially if you've been here for long enough? And I'm guessing you probably took lessons from some of the people that were at Concordia, or just in the collegiate areas.
Yeah, well, I actually started taking tuba lessons with Doug Neal this summer before I went to Concordia, and I took a couple lessons from Dr. Bosca Harrison, the violin instructor, before I went there. But honestly,
Is that what got you into it? You just wanted to stay with these people?
no, I did want to stay with those people. I mean, after meeting them, they were great, but I did want to leave for college. My parents did kind of push to have me stay here, but also I started. Yep. I started for music education. That was my major, and Concordia is amazing for music education.
Yes.
So that's why I went there, and then I switched to performance. So I was like, I'll just finish it. I'll just ride it out.
Performance.
Yeah.
We're rolling the dice on this one. Yes.
Yep. Absolutely.
No, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So you put yourself in that position where you have to perform now. So
Yep.
I'm liking that.
Yep. It's a push, definitely.
So are you still there at Concordia? Is that graduated by now, or?
Yeah. Concordia actually gave us a free year because of COVID. Free
Oh.
2 semesters. So I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah,
so
why not?
I'm doing one more year. I was like a senior, quote unquote, this year, but I'm just
Don't
taking.
feel bad.
Yeah. I was like, I'll do another one. I'm not. You gotta be humble. I was like, I'll take another year if it's free. you know?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, at Concordia? Like, all right. So that's what I'm doing.
That's some major money. Okay.
Yep.
So you're still a college student, which is cool. Okay. So so what led you into bass in the first place? And then obviously you started playing tuba in high school?
Middle school, 6th grade.
In 6th grade. So they let you be in band and orchestra at the same time?
Yeah. Yep.
How did this work?
We had to switch. It was like, man, I don't remember exactly how it worked, but it was like every other day or like something like that. I would get to go to one of them, and I remember like sometimes the directors would like have like little, not really arguments, but little like, oh, I thought Tor was in band today. Like, we need him in band today, or like I thought he was in orchestra today, and I'd have to like go back in between, and I was kind of just stuck in the middle.
Well, I can understand that. The you tuba players have a lot of worth in the band department. I'll just say that right now.
Totally. And I think it was just me and one other person. I think the other person quit eventually. So.
Oh.
Yep. Need more tuba players. Play tuba.
Dude, I love it. When I learned how to play it, and it just shook your face. Like,
yeah,
this is the coolest thing ever.
It's like you can hear it and you can feel it like, in your bones.
So you've been playing that for almost just as long as the violin.
Yeah, pretty much. I just bought a tuba like 2 years ago.
You bought a tuba.
Yeah.
That is hardcore. I've only known one other person that's done that.
Those things are expensive.
Old Steve Scove out there.
Yep. Yeah, it was like a retails for like $10,000 or something. I bought it used from a friend.
My car isn't worth that.
Yeah, no, mine is
probably
a fraction of that price. Yeah, so it's a nice tuba.
Well, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
So what do you plan on doing after you graduate then?
Oh yeah, that's the question.
Here's where we're going. We're going there. Yep.
So I'm doing a lot of things. I teach lessons right now at Guitar Center. I teach guitar and bass and violin and mandolin and all that stuff. I'm also working freelance with Livewire, kind of helping them like set up and tear down shows that they do. Ideally, I would love to make a living playing with my band that I'm in right now. You know, that's the dream.
We'll get into that in just a moment.
Oh yeah, yep. we're working towards it. We just we formed an LLC.
Beautiful.
About a year, maybe 2 years ago. You know, dealing with business taxes around the tax season this April was super fun. But yeah, that's what I really want to do, and we're still working towards it, and it's going really well. So, if not that, I'm super interested in audio technology, audio engineering, and I think that's a route that I would take also.
Oh, okay. So would you be live audio or just recording?
Oh, that's the question. I have done more live audio. I'd say, like, for some other bands that have come to Fargo and like that we play with, I'll just do your sound for you, you know. But I have done a couple recordings for some friends at Concordia. You know, I'm kind of like 50-50. I like both of them. I like how much control you have in a studio setting. But yeah, you know, I'm 50-50.
That's one of those things. It's a passion type job that you have to get into just because all the time. I wouldn't be able to stand being in there. I look at these soundboards and I'm just like, that's just witchcraft. That's all I know. This thing's been set a long time ago that I have in front of me. And I figured out how the gains work finally. I understand what that actually does, not just turn the volume up. That's not quite it.
Right.
But no, so just had to ask you that. I was just like, so where do you record people at then? Do you have like a studio in your place, or you do it at the college? I mean, it's all fair.
Yeah, we well, from my band, if we record like demos or something, we record at our rehearsal space, which is our singer's house.
There you go.
He has a nice space in his basement. But then I've done 1, maybe 2 at Concordia in the recital hall for like string recordings and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I don't have a space, like a really nice studio, but still do it.
It's something to work up to. Everyone always talks about how they build that studio in their basement and everything else. As this room was actually supposed to be a studio room. This was supposed to be an isolation room. That's where we got some of the sound stuff. That's why
Yeah.
I ended up turning it into the podcast area.
Cool.
But no, a lot of metal music's been played in this room. I'll just tell you that, Tor. Not very good. It was a lot of fun. So before we get into your band type situation, I'm going to get to the weekly report here so we can get to all that, because I'm really interested, because Walking Phoenix, one of the best band names out there. Every time it comes up, we always have to talk about that. So now we actually have someone from the band to explain what's going on here. So
Awesome.
Here we go. I'm just going to get into the weekly report. So Cino, we miss you, man. Whoops. All right, going uptown right away at the windbreak. 2 weeks notice on Friday, Rhyme or Reason on Saturday. And then we flip that around as we go up north as the Southtown Poorhouse in Grand Forks. Rhyme or Reason on Friday, and 2 weeks is on Saturday. Shields Arena, Lil Wayne's finally coming back. So you're out there looking for some R&B or whatever. What's he do now? Hip hop? Is that what that is?
Yeah, hip-hop rap.
Hip-hop rap. So Lil Wayne there, Sunday the 21st. And Sanctuary events, we got Below Zero Wrestling. Looks like a second anniversary of something happening out there Sunday the 21st as well. So you can see some wrestling and some Lil Wayne at the same time. It'd be a great day. Won't be me, though. Shooting Star Casino, October Road in the Mustang Lounge, Friday and Saturday. And we go downtown Acoustic Corner on Wednesday, May 17th. We have the Writers Round happening at Murphy's Pub. That'll be hosted by, who's Thomas? I forgot. And then Dan Brecky will be out there on Murphy's Pub. Then we got Rick Adams over at the American Legion Moorhead, Martin Sexton at the Fargo Brewing Company. The next day, Thursday, May 18th, we got Kyle Colby at Camp Lone Tree. Brianna Hebling and Colby Tandon will be at Twin Peaks. Pepper Ashford, they'll be at Troll Lounge. Jim White at Sweet Shots. Mick Klein at the Spicy Pie. Lots of stuff happening on Thursday. Friday, Mike Morris at Tailgaters. And then on Saturday, Kyle Colby again at the Troll Lounge. Gentleman and Scholar at Cowboy Jacks. Brianna Hebling, Silver Dollar Flying Pig, and Walking Phoenix will be at the Swing Barrel Brewing. Granted, you're not the acoustic stuff, I'm assuming, but it ended up in there anyway. All right, downtown, we're at Rick's back for more. They just got done opening up for Quiet Riot last weekend, which is very, very cool. So if you want to see that, it's definitely 80s metal to its finest in this area. So back for more Saturday the 20th in M&J Saloon. Dan Brecky's out there Friday and Saturday. VFW and Fargo Pawnbrokers Friday and Saturday as well. And the Blarney Stone Heart and Soul on Thursday the 18th. Downtown, still open mic night with Travis Gross next Monday the 22nd. In the Cellar, we have open mic with Mark Faye Belcher on Wednesday evening. So if you're looking to tighten up those 2 minutes that you have for stand-up, that's the place to be. And then we got Tommy Ryman and Sienna Violet on Friday and Saturday. Some good stand-up is happening all week long. The Side Street Jazz Night next Monday the 22nd at Jasper Hotel. Jeremy Holloway is in residence. He'll be out there on Thursday the 18th. And the 42nd Street Delta, Kathy Brecky and the 42nd Street Jazz Band on Thursday. Rick Adams on Friday. And then the Deadbeats on Saturday the 20th. We're still downtown at Dempsey's Past the Flask Mall and Vessels this Wednesday. That's actually tonight. I think they start around 9.
Yeah.
Be around 9 o'clock. So that'd be I haven't seen them play, but I've definitely shouted them out many times. Maybe I should head on out to Dempsey's tonight. Maybe. Yeah. I've been actually getting out. You saw that. I actually got photos. Open mic night with Gina Powers tomorrow night, Thursday 18th, and Toshin on Friday the 19th. Then we have Aquarium Baltic, the Boardwalk, Copium, Dragged Out to Sea, Windsor Diets, and Leaving Hope. All on Saturday the 20th. The Troll Lounge, a Gentleman and a Scholar will be out there Friday the 19th, and Kyle Colby on Saturday the 20th. And we have Alibi Lounge, open mic night tomorrow night, 8. I think it's between 8 and 10 or 8 and 11, something like that. And then Murphy's Pub, Tripping Leslie. Oh, Dan Fuca. Dan Mother Fuca will be out there on Saturday the 20th. And we're out of town. The original and Minot Slamabama supposed to be out there Friday and Saturday, but I was informed a couple days ago that something might have happened over there. I have yet to look into it, but it's not Slamabama's fault at all for what happened out there. But just kind of not trying to start something, but something happened somewhere. All right, we had Laughing Sun Brewing Company in Bismarck, Mandan, our favorite brewing company in the Bismarck, Mandan area. We got Barefoot and Sunshine on Thursday, Dad Bod on Friday, and then Booze and Tuna, I love that name too, on Saturday the 20th. Arthur's Barn, Silverado on Friday, and then Zorba's and Detroit Lakes Tripwire hitting the stage this Friday night. And I believe that's all we have for you this week. So that's our weekly report. Back to Tor. Let's talk a little about the Walking Phoenix here. So Walking Phoenix, I know you told me before, but I'm going to let you explain to the audience is like who came up with the name and why they came up with that name. And then when did all this form? Like, what was the backstory for this thing?
Yeah. So Walking Phoenix started 3 years ago. I think it's 3 years ago. It was February, right before COVID hit the U.S.
Oh, great timing!
I know. So it was formed by Jaden Alverson and Evan Wood originally. And Jaden is the one who came up with the name. He's our singer. So Walking Phoenix is like Joaquin Phoenix, the actor. And I guess the idea, as Jaden puts it, is when you type in Walking Phoenix, like our name, it comes up with the actor because Google does not really know who we are. So the idea is when you type in Joaquin Phoenix's name and it comes up with us, then that means we made it. So that was kind of the joke.
Like that.
We've got a lot of people who like the name. Some people who have known us for like a year, 2 years, just all of a sudden will come up to us at a show and be like, oh my God, it's like Joaquin Phoenix, the actor. And we're like, yeah, you didn't get that? After 2 years? Yeah.
That's your audience for you.
So Evan phoned up Jaden. They started talking like, hey, we should start a band.
Now, start a band, why and what kind of music were they all thinking about?
Yeah. Well, what's cool about this band is everybody has like their different genres that they listen to. Everyone has like pretty unique influences. Jaden used to be in a metal band. Like he could scream. Yeah. And he does not now. I mean, like sometimes you can hear it. Evan's more bluesy, you know. He was a classical guitar performance major, or just guitar performance at NDSU.
Okay.
He likes jazz. He likes blues. I'm more of like indie rock, alternative kind of stuff. And then Dan, our drummer, he's like a lot of R&B, some jazz, just like really tight rock, pop rock, stuff like that. Yeah. Jaden phoned up Evan, wanted to start something. Something kind of more serious, you know, not just like jamming in a garage for fun. And then phoned me up, or I think got Dan first, and Dan was like our dream drummer. Dan is amazing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's always good finding those people that just click.
Right. Oh yeah. And I mean, as a bass player, I'll say Dan is
there you go.
amazing to play with. I mean, we're just tight.
Shout out to Dan.
Yeah, shout out to Dan. Yeah, and then I recorded some violin for Quaisian. You know Quaisian?
Oh yeah,
He's from Fargo.
had on a couple of times.
Yeah, and Jaden was just talking to him. He was like, "Hey, like I need a bass player for my band. Do you know anyone?" And Quaisian was like, "Oh yeah, like there's a guy who recorded some fiddle for my tracks like a couple weeks ago, and he said he plays bass, which was me." He's like, "I'll give you his number, and then like you can like." And so then I got Jaden's number, and I went over to his house, and we just kind of hit it off from there, and then Walking Phoenix began.
So cool. So someone just pulled all the people together, and it just came from there. So now, it's the most generic question ever, but can you describe your music? As I'm guessing, this is a lot of original stuff that's happening?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any cover stuff at all?
We play, I think, a total of 3 covers. We always say,
with
like
bands like this, these covers are usually pretty picked choices. So
Yep.
what covers are you playing?
Well, you know, we've played at the VFW a lot. That's kind of our like where we play in Fargo most consistently. So we played Tennessee Whiskey.
All right.
Because you gotta.
Yes.
And then for more of the college crowd, we play Beggin' by we do the Måneskin version. It's originally by someone else, but you'd know it if you heard it.
Okay. So For some reason, that name's it's
Yeah.
there, but I can't think
Yeah,
of what
they're
it
a
is.
band from Italy. I love Måneskin. And then we also play Daughters by John Mayer. That's like one of our
Very good.
very good songs. That's 3 of them. I think we might have one more, but we pretty much all just play originals.
Which at your age, I'd highly suggest is, it took me a long time to finally come over to the cover side, but,
Mm-hmm.
I like getting paid. So.
Yep, right, yeah. I was just talking, I heard you say Mick Klein up on the...
Oh, yeah.
He's my boss, actually, and I was just talking to him about doing some shows. He does a lot of acoustic shows.
Yes, he does. I got to get him on the podcast.
Yeah.
I still have yet
he's
to do
great.
that.
Yeah.
Mick, so if you're out there listening, I'm gonna find you.
Yeah, amazing singer. I was like, I didn't even know when I got hired at Guitar Center that like he was in a band or that he sung, and then I found his band, and then I was like, holy crap, that's Mick! Like that's the one who I work with. It's wild.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have fun over Guitar Center. So, can you try to explain your sound? I don't have any things set up, so I can't play anything for anyone. But
we so I mean, from all of our influences, we kind of lump it together. You hear people say like, "Oh, we play like alt rock or something." We typically tack on like a bunch of those genres. We play, I'd say like alternative indie rock, but then like with some blues and like maybe sometimes with some R&B feeling.
A little influence in there.
Yeah. But I'd say
flavors.
Alternative rock predominantly.
Okay. What's your favorite song you play?
Oh.
That's original.
Yeah.
Not Tennessee Whiskey.
Right. Can't be Tennessee Whiskey. My favorite song to play is probably one that's not out yet.
Oh, you got some fresh stuff coming.
Right. You just got to see us live, I guess.
This weekend.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
It's a song called "Don't Shoot the Messenger," and we've been really working on our like compositional aspect and making stuff really stick and like be super dynamic. Get the softs and get the highs and stuff.
Dynamics.
What?
Well, we want that.
Yeah, so that's probably my favorite one to play. And actually, that set this coming weekend is an acoustic set. And we've probably only done like 3 in total.
3 acoustic sets, huh?
Yeah,
nice.
But our drummer's like playing cajon and just
Go
acoustic
to,
guitars.
yes.
I still have to play with an amp because I play bass.
Excuses.
Yeah, right.
Bring that stand up out there. The old duster.
Yeah, right. I was just talking to him about what upright bass should I buy. He says K all the way.
Oh, really?
So I'm looking for some Ks right now.
It's very cool. Sit right next to that $10,000 tuba you got sitting there.
Yeah.
Oh, instruments. You got to have them. It's a tool for the trade, but jeez.
Yeah.
That upfront cost just kills you.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Still fun. We got some photos here of you. We got to get to those. So I love this.
Yeah.
Just because you got to see the ring light and the...
Yeah.
And they look like the eyeballs there. Yep.
Yeah, that was a fun little photo shoot. Actually, Jaden, he's the second one, just to the right of me there.
Okay.
His wife is a great photographer and also a tattoo artist.
Oh.
No Coast Tattoo, which
there you go.
Almost all of my tattoos on my right arm are by her. So
showing the ink.
Yeah. So
I'm still clean. I haven't got anything yet. I know.
No.
There was a time.
Yeah.
I won't date myself anymore. So cool. So where was this taken at then?
That was taken in Jaden's basement.
Okay.
He set up a whole thing with some curtains and these lights that Dan is the third one in.
Okay.
Like lowest. He had some
Dan the drummer. Yes. Got to get him on the podcast.
Oh
too.
yeah. And then Evan is way on the right. He's our guitarist.
Evan Wood.
Oh yeah.
Ding.
That is a show that we did at the Lights.
Just cool. I've yet to be on that stage.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. That was one of our first shows. I'd say one of our first
shows.
5.
Nice.
A band called Remedy Drive came in, and they were doing they were doing a couple concerts to make more light of sex trafficking and like get people to donate money for these causes that help prevent it. And they called us up because they needed an opener for their show at the Lights, and we were like, yeah, we'll play the Lights.
Well, how did they find you? So that's
I think it was because it was put on by Folkways, who does the Red River Market.
Okay.
And we played for them a decent amount. We've done some of their events, so we were on their radar. So
very
they were
good.
like, yeah, we know this band, and we played with them. Awesome guys. We learned a ton from them, especially like just starting gigging. It was really nice to get to sit down with them and just like learn about the business.
Well, you got
more,
to pick their
know?
brains a little bit too.
Oh
huh?
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
fun.
we just got to hang out. Yeah. Great show. I love that one. Oh yeah. This one is
That's the tack, isn't it?
It is.
Okay.
Yep. That was, I think, our first tack show. We played with the Stovepipes,
Okay.
I think, and I think the Cold Casuals from Minneapolis. Both of which are really cool bands. They both have stuff on Spotify. That is me. I play fiddle for one or two songs in our set, and that's a new electric fiddle that I got, 5 strings.
Ooh, the Mark Wood
Oh,
electric
yeah.
fiddle.
I met Mark Wood once.
Yeah, he came to town. We used to make fun of him in the 80s. We'll just say that because he'd just sit there and he's like all metaled out and stuff.
Yep.
Showing that violin because he was in all the guitar magazines.
Right, yeah.
And be like, what's this?
Yep.
What is this all about? Shredding on a violin. Okay, sure. And then all of a sudden, it was a few years ago, somebody brought him in.
Yeah.
As I saw all of a sudden these posters came out, I was like, Mark Wood's coming. I was like, no way.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, my God.
Yeah, I think.
And everyone said it was really awesome. He was a really fun guy. And
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It must have. I think it was.
I missed it. I
Brian
don't know why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was fun. Me and one of my friends played on 2 electric violins with him on stage. We got picked to play with him.
Oh, wow.
And I was like,
You got to
I don't
shred
know,
with Mark
I was
Wood?
like 11 or something. I don't remember it all too much, but that was super cool. So I still play violin a lot. I need to get back into practicing more.
Oh,
But I mostly just whip it out for a gig. I still do a little bit of a solo. That's actually, I think that's my girlfriend is one of those people in front.
They're showing support.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yes,
That was a
take
fun
it in
show.
while you still get it. Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, cool. So no devil came down to Georgia?
No, I learned it once actually, but at almost every show,
I'm sure someone has to yell that.
Someone's like, "Play Devil May Georgia," and I'm like, "Nah."
Freebird.
Yeah,
They still yell that. I can't
Yep.
believe that.
We've
Come
gotten
on,
that.
that's so old. Yell Slayer or something.
Yeah,
At least something a little more interesting.
Yeah. Ooh.
And there you
Yep.
are. Is that
That is the aquarium.
okay? Is that your rig behind you, or are you just standing in front of the PA? Or am I
that-
just seeing things? It could be that too.
I think that's
I am old.
just the drum set. Oh, yeah, maybe it's a dark picture, but I've got my cab behind me there, and my Ampeg amp head, which is kind of going to crap right now. I have to get repaired.
Yeah, Ampeg.
But yeah, that's aquarium show. I think that was like just an independent show that we booked with a couple other bands and headlined and stuff. It's my new bass that I waited for 8 months on back order.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. It's a 5-string Michael Kelly Pinnacle. I play a 5-string with a high C on it instead of a low B, though, because I play a lot more melodic stuff in this band, and
Okay.
I play chords sometimes. You know, I like to get funky with it. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. I got to get on See You Guys.
Yeah, yeah.
I really do. I still love that photo. That's a great one. You can
Mhm.
see why you sent that out. So now, before we get into a little juvenile destruction here, so I'm sure you're ready for some juvenile destruction.
All right.
I'm going to ask you this question, and this one question only is that I know you want the band to be your basic form of income and all that.
Right.
So, with that being said, where would you rather be touring at? Would you rather be touring in North America or just abroad through Europe, or maybe in Australia, or the Eastern countries, or you don't care? Just find me a gig. I want to play.
Man.
So we'll let you think about that just for a moment here, and we'll get to this week's Off the Roof, which is recycled because, yes, I'm just being lazy. Oh, God, I haven't seen this one in a while. I just picked them at random here. This is back with my non-very good video editing stage. I learned how to slow it down.
Nice.
Oh,
Is that like a Guitar Hero?
it is. And I'm sure someone out there screaming, "That's $300!" Not that one. That one didn't do anything. So you're probably wondering, what are we doing here? Why did you destroy it? Because it's fun, first off. And the second thing is I grew up in this house. So lots of good stuff happened. I bought it for my dad a million years ago. And he lives out in a farmstead now, which I'm very jealous. I'm looking for a farmstead myself this summer. But that's another whole other discussion. So what would happen is we'd have raging parties, and then inevitably someone would get on the roof, and then we'd be throwing random electronics off just to watch it explode onto the driveway. We're just keeping the tradition alive here. So you have anything you want us to throw off the roof, throw it in my yard, whatever, we'll come pick it up. Just let us know. Uptown Tonight Podcast at Gmail or Uptown bandfargo.com. You can find everything you need to know about the band and or the podcast, everything that's going on at the same time. So we'll let Tor think about it a little bit here. The touring idea, because obviously that's where you're going to make your money.
Yep.
Where would you rather be? Or what your optimum idea?
Yeah.
Fantasy, maybe.
Man.
Is that a better way to say it?
I don't know. I went to continental Europe for my first time last summer.
Ooh.
And I would love to tour in Europe over North America, I would say.
Hey, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I'd like to go around there. I'd like to do what Wilco did. Wilco had a Iceland residency. Just like this past year, they stayed in Reykjavik for like a month, and I was like, we gotta do that. But yeah, dream venue, I'd say, if we were in North America, would be Red Rocks. If we can make a tour to go to Red Rocks.
That would be epic. Yeah.
Which I just
for anybody.
went there for my first time 2 weeks ago. My favorite band, Hippocampus, was playing there. And I bought tickets last year, like when they went on sale, and I was like, I do not care when it is. I'm buying tickets and I'm going. And then it turned out to be our finals week at Concordia.
Oh.
It was a Tuesday of our finals week, and I was like, I'm still going. Like, I'm not missing this.
That's right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'd love to tour in Europe, see some more of that area.
That's cool. I know a lot of the metal bands in the area, they do the European tour thing. I've seen it happen before. But yes. So just sticking with the originals and all that. So how many albums do you have out, or do you have any? I'm sure you have. You got to shout out like at least where you can find your stuff.
Oh yeah, totally. We have one full album and one single out right now. Full album's American Dreams. It's a 15-track album. Took a lot of work.
That's a lot.
And that's on Spotify, iTunes, like Apple Music. It's on YouTube. I mean, you can just look it up on YouTube too.
There we go.
Anywhere, really. And then we're working. We are in the studio, so you might see something coming out next month, pretty early, and you might see another EP potentially coming out in the fall.
There you go. So you guys don't do the whole I'm dropping one song here and then I wait 3 weeks and drop another one. That seems to be the new way of doing it.
Yeah, right. We're like, we've been talking about that because that is like pretty industry standard now. It's just like do a single and like get a bunch of stuff out as like fast as possible, and we're trying to work towards that. But it's, I mean, like we're not a huge band, and you need funds. So
What?
right, there's a lot of money to record.
Oh man, it is.
So yeah.
But it is a beautiful thing. 'Cause, yeah,
Yeah.
I can look back 20 years ago and whatever else when I was doing the original stuff and just listening to what I did back then and what I do now. The
Yeah.
old Brown Eyed Girls and all that other fun stuff.
Mhm.
To see
Yeah,
how it
it's-
correlates together.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh wow, I could actually do that then.
Yeah.
So that makes it fun. So we're basically out of time here, Tor. Still one of the best names ever. Ever. I am jealous. I want that name because Wade is like a potato name. It's boring. So you got anything left for the good of the order?
Man, I don't know. Come out and see us this weekend, Saturday.
Saturday. Where's that at again?
Swing Barrel Brewing Company.
The Swing Barrel Brewing Company.
7:30.
7:30. Nice early night even.
Yeah.
Definitely got to get out there and see him then. So I don't know where I'll be Saturday night, but if I definitely in the area, I will be heading out that ways. I got to see
Awesome.
what this is all about because, again, just the name is awesome. Everyone talks great stuff about you guys all the time.
Thank you.
They always do. So that's where we're at.
Ooh.
So where can we find you at, Tor?
Man, well, myself, I'm on Instagram. My handle is T Kjartansson, and if you don't know how to spell it, I'm sure it'll be somewhere on this podcast.
All linked right below in the description.
And then
so.
Walking Phoenix is Walking Phoenix Official on Instagram. We're on Facebook, like Twitter,
Nice.
all that stuff. So
That's where you
Yeah.
can find them all on the Apple Tunes and all the other fun stuff.
Mhm.
Yes. So and then you can find us all on the Tiki Tacs up into the Instagrams and all that at Uptown Tonight Podcast or Uptown Tonight Podcast at Gmail. And also you can find us at uptownbandfargo.com and that'll give you everything about the band, Uptown, and or the podcast or whatever you got. So you got to remember, Tor, if your drummer's got more charisma than your front man, your band may be in trouble. That's why my band's doing just fine. So until next time.